They really like how he takes control offensively.
Certainly, he's definitely filled his role last season. He's played in 79 straight games for the Wolverines.
That possession empty for the Timberwolves, and Jordan Poole with a little flash of brilliance in the lane, a quick cut inside and the bucket.
The crowd here is just electric when Poole takes the court.
He is a fan favorite. You could say it's a pool party every time the ball catches his hands. The fans love to see him shoot. McBride puts one up over Austin Davis. Simpson going to push the pace here. Cross half court. Finds Davis up top. One thing the Wolverines like to do is bring their big men up top, free up space down low in the lane. Very, very versatile attack offensively. Davis finds space, and Davis throws it down.
Austin Davis, the junior forward from Onstead, Michigan, in to take it into the hoop.
Lewis trying to find some space, works it up to Jelinek. Really well defended there by Davis, making himself tall. He's already tall, over 7 feet tall.
Great defense by Poole there, popping the ball out.
Davis comes up with the block, the air ball in the corner, and just before the shot clock expires, a big bucket there for Jelinek. He's gelling early here.
He certainly is.
Isaiah Livers over to Poole. Two very close friends, back to Livers down low, working his way in, and a good find and a good feed there from Poole. Credit to him for the assist. Livers did the hard work once he got it down low. Lewis pressures, but Xavier Simpson, one of the most active defenders, arguably in the Big Ten, potentially in the league. And how about the freshman Fina Brazdakis again, taking it to the hoop strong, drawing the and one. This crowd is loving every bit of his energy so far.
Prior to his experience at the University of Michigan, he was on the Ontario Scholastic Basketball Station's All-Star team for 3 years. Quite the honor, and he's really showing off his skills here.
Chance to really see how he uses that left hand here. Like we said, he is a dominant right-hand player, but he shoots with his left. Certainly can make it tricky for him for defenders to defend him. Rather ambidextrous is Brazdakis. McBride feeds it up top. Ammerman. McBride really struggling to get space from Brazdakis. And Jordan Poole, another steal. He's got the hoop to himself. The overhand jam. This crowd loves it.
My goodness, the pool party has kicked off early here tonight.
This Wolverines team really looking to build on last year's momentum, losing a couple key players, shooter Duncan Robinson, like Grace mentioned for us earlier, and then Mo Wagner down low, one of the most critical players for the Wolverines, but they're proving, as Davis comes up with a big steal there, they're proving that they can push the pace. Brazdakis for three. Davis pushes out the rebound. And it looks like Calhoun for the Timberwolves is a little shaken up on the play. He might have gotten poked in the eye there. And as they take a timeout on the court, we're going to talk about number 13, Brazdakis. My goodness, he has been electric so far.
He certainly is having a night tonight. The freshman forward from Mono, Ontario, actually born in Lithuania, like you mentioned earlier in the broadcast. He's really fitting in his role here tonight.
He certainly has fit in his role tonight. And now, once again, for more on tonight's matchup, we're going to throw it down once more to the third member of our crew, Grace Boyles. Grace, how about you tell us what you've got for us down courtside?
This is Michigan head coach John Beeline's first game back home after having heart surgery this summer that also made him miss the team's trip to Spain. He said that he got a flood of cards from Big Ten coaches, including Michigan State head football coach Mark D'Antonio. He also said due to his health, he's delegating more but still getting plenty of time in with the team. Back to you guys.
Grace, another great story there on John Beilein. Underwent a very crucial heart surgery this summer, but the man always finds a way to work his way back into Ann Arbor. He is so well loved in Ann Arbor, certainly one of the more storied coaches present and part of Michigan athletics. Very dominant as well. He's had tremendous success.
Well, when you bring back-to-back Big Ten championships back to Ann Arbor, it's hard not to like the man. It's his 12th season with the Wolverines, 248 and 143 record with them. He's just a great coach. Constantly revered as one of the best coaches in the nation. You could see it in the way the players react to him.
Absolutely. John Beilein's squad, year in and year out, proves that they love him just as much as the fans love him. Always willing to work with him. John Beilein just very well liked here at Ann Arbor, like we have been talking about. Additionally, known to be one of the cleanest coaches in college basketball year in and year out. So even with all the success, he's able to do it while running a respectable and disciplined program, both on and off the court. There are no scandals off the court for his basketball squads, and just like off the court, they play with great discipline on the court, rarely finding themselves in foul trouble, but when they do, it can be a problem. Trying to stay out of it tonight as Northwood with possession right now. The Wolverines playing very, very solid man-to-man defense, not creating many opportunities. But Northwood looking to push the pace. An opportunity here, and Matthews comes up with the block. Eli Brooks going to push it up to Livers. Livers up top for Poole. Almost an alley-oop, but Poole fed it back to Livers. And the possession ends up working to nothing for the Wolverines, and Northwood's going to push it back.
Poole was knocking there, but unfortunately no one was home.
Marty looking to slow it down here for the Timberwolves. Culp, an errant pass, and a turnover. The Wolverines will retain possession. Xavier Simpson back in for the Wolverines.
Really haven't seen too much on the Northwood side from freshman guard Jack Emmerman. He led Northwood with 15 points in their last matchup they played against Western Michigan.
The Wolverines have done a tremendous job of denying him the ball so far. Simpson looking to create space up top. Livers works it in down low for Johns Jr. Johns Jr. struggling to control himself there, and costly turnover. So Ammerman going to push it up. Like you said, led the team in points against Western Michigan. He's an Ann Arbor native, very familiar with the area, graduated from Ann Arbor Skyline High School. So back at home for him. Culp with it up top, feeds it back. Marty looking to get something going, but Xavier Simpson proving why he's consistently revered as one of the top defending point guards in the Big Ten. Now 5 on the shot clock. Ammerman, he feeds that one to Solomon, but no dice, and the Wolverines gonna push it up. Matthews from the wing, and an air ball there, just a little too much mustard, a little too much power. Possession to the Timberwolves. Ammerman working his way up the court, surveying his options. And a foul down low, whistled on Xavier Simpson. He was tangled up. The big man, Solomon. Simpson, not afraid to go at it with the big guys down low. Sometimes he's got to play that help defense and do what he can.
Certainly, he's gotten stronger as the seasons have progressed. He's not afraid to go get his nose in there and drive to the basket. Northwood senior leadership really trying to take control here.
Ammerman comes up empty-handed on the contested layup. Well defended there by Livers. Simpson pushing the pace over to Matthews. Simpson will get it back. Simpson going to drive on Ammerman. Draws the foul. No bucket, but he'll get another chance at the line. 0 for 1 thus far, coming off of a relatively cold season for a point guard from the free throw line, something that he's worked tremendously at in the offseason, something that John Beeline's entire team has worked tremendously at.
You're absolutely right. Xavier Simpson winning the team's Most Improved Player award from last year for his efforts at the free throw line, as well as being a leader among the Wolverines.
Simpson misses again. Probably not the start he wanted to the season from the free throw line. But if you're going to miss him, it's better to miss him early rather than later in the season.
I'd have to agree with you on that one, Roos.
Squaring up for his second free throw attempt out of 2. This one does fall, nothing but net. 1 for 3 on the night. The Wolverines' lead is now 10 over the Timberwolves. And again, you see Xavier Simpson applying a lot of pressure on the ball. A good find down low there by Lewis. Lewis to Solomon. Correction, that was Jelinek. He has been instrumental for the Timberwolves so far. 6 of their 10 points. Excuse me, 6 of their 12. 8 of their 12 now. The shot from Livers on the wing, unsuccessful. He was defended by Solomon. Lewis with it up top, guarded by Simpson. Little help from John Brooks Jr. Johns Jr. guarding down low, able to force a rough shot from Jelinek, and so the Wolverines will get possession. Matthews looking to push the pace. He's going to take it himself and drives. No bucket. The foul, though, drawn by Matthews, so the Wolverines are going to have a chance to inbound it here. It was not a shooting foul.
John Teskey entering the game now for the Wolverines. Junior center from Medina, Ohio. Tallest player on Michigan's team at 7'1".
His height is equally matched by his strength. 260 pounds. A lot of that due to the effort he puts in the weight room. A hard worker, and how about Teskey with the oop from Brooks?
Certainly, John Teskey there getting up, getting physical.
Teskey time in Ann Arbor. Lewis looking to answer. He feeds it over to Solomon. That's Allred with it. Unable to get possession, and Teskey with the rebound. Ball was knocked out of his hands, and that brings another timeout on the court. The Wolverines building on their lead. The score is 22-10. Michigan over Northwood. We'll be back for more on BTN Plus. Back to Chrysler Arena, Ann Arbor, Michigan. The Wolverines hold a 22-10 lead over the Northwood Timberwolves. Another in-state program, a Division II program, coming off of a tough loss against Western Michigan just under a week ago. Xavier Simpson to John Teskey. My goodness. The athleticism from Teskey on display tonight.
John Teskey muscling his way to the rim on that one.
Lewis,
a presence on the court.
He is a presence on the court, offensively and defensively, and is a presence in the classroom as well. Academic achievement last year. And how about the fancy finish in the lane there from Ammerman? Hobbling a little bit after coming up on that one. We'll make sure to keep an eye on that moving forward. And Livers drives hard. The foul is called on Livers. Tremendous discipline there from Zach Allred, another Michigan native.
The senior forward from West Bloomfield, Michigan. He was an athlete, male athlete of the year at his high school. Off to a pretty slow start tonight, though. Going 0 for 3.
Had a rough stint last week against Western Michigan as well. He was 0 for 4 from the three-point line. But they've got him in to come up with big plays like that, drawing the charge at a critical time. Tremendous discipline there. Livers will take the foul. The Wolverines, 3 fouls. Northwood with 5. As that alley-oop sails out of bounds, the Wolverines will take over. Poole will inbound it to Simpson. Simpson going to take his time here across half court. The crisscross with Poole as he works it down on the wing for Matthews, Teskey, and now Brazdakis. He had a very hot start. And Lewis whistled for the foul there. The Timberwolves pick up their 6th foul, so after this, the Wolverines will be shooting 1-1 moving forward as they'll enter the bonus.
Certainly it has been a physical game out on the court tonight. 2 in-state schools going at it. I'm sure some of these players have played against each other even in high school.
You have to imagine so. Brazdakis, little head fake there and drives to the lane and showing just how valuable he is even as a freshman. John Beeline has a nose for talent, and he picked up the right talent with Brazdakis. Brazdakis active early.
Beeline's got to be happy with his performance in this game so far.
And an off-ball foul there whistled on the Wolverines. Teskey picks up that one. A little bit of a tangle down low between Teskey and Calhoun. Calhoun took a seat moments ago. Looked like he got poked in the eye, but he's back at it. Glad to see he's okay. A long pass back there for McBride. Going to corral it, regroup. Shot clock down to 15 for the Timberwolves. Matthews guarding McBride.
McBride averaging 12 points per game last season. Still unable to really capitalize on his opportunities in this game.
Brazdakis picks up another rebound for the Wolverines. Poole going to try and take it all the way, and a very classy finish in tight, well defended, but Poole is just so electric and talented offensively. Ammerman looking to answer, jacks up a 3, catches iron, and now the Wolverines are going to push the pace with Simpson to Matthews. Matthews and one. Count the bucket.
What a play by Matthews, the senior guard from Chicago, Illinois. You know, a lot of people expected him to, after he transferred from Kentucky after his freshman season, to declare for the NBA draft, but he decided to return to Michigan for this season.
I think Matthews' return to the Wolverines is a testament to how much these players love playing for John Beeline. Matthews absolutely had NBA potential as he knocks down the and one there. The Wolverines lead now 31-12 over the Timberwolves. John Beeline looking surprisingly comfortable over on the bench. Not too often in that early in the season he sees his Wolverines playing so collectively well. They usually struggle out the gate, but they have not missed a beat in the offseason this year. They played some games in Spain. Great journey for them, and they're looking fresh already. Great fake there. No dice, but the rebound put in by McBride. It's his second bucket of the night. He's got 4. Brazdakis over to Poole. Poole the deep 3. Off the iron and wide. Rebound corralled there by Lewis. And Lewis going to push the pace, but Jordan Poole's going to draw the charge. Lewis not liking it, but he got that right arm up, and that's what got the foul called. Got to keep that off-ball arm from getting extended in those situations.
Definitely. Number 0, David DeJulius, the freshman from Detroit, Michigan.
A graduate of East English Village. Jordan Poole to Brazdakis. A lot of youth on the court right now for the Wolverines. Brazdakis, DeJulius, and Brazdakis draws a call there. The home crowd not too favorable to that one, but pretty easy call for the referee. You can't spin and throw the elbows up like that. Got to keep those elbows in tight.
Absolutely. It's a very physical game, but some things you just can't do.
Foul count up to 5 for the Wolverines. It's already at 8 for the Timberwolves. So the Wolverines will be in the bonus on their next foul, I should say. And a travel there. Some disciplined defense down low from Brazdakis. We've said his name a lot. I think we're going to say it a lot more tonight. The Wolverines up 31-14 as they take a timeout on the court. We'll take one here, but stick right with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back inside a very energized Chrysler Arena, Ann Arbor, Michigan. The Wolverines hold a large lead, 31-14, over the Northwood Timberwolves. An in-state foe. Big steal there from McBride. Costly turnover from Teskey. McBride able to finish in tight. Defended by Charles Matthews. Matthews wasn't looking to pick up a foul there. So they'll surrender the bucket.
McBride going 4 for 7 in this game so far. He put up 13 last matchup against Western Michigan.
And an off-ball foul picked up there by John Teskey. That's going to be his third foul, so he's going to take a seat for a little while. That'll give opportunity to Austin Davis. Beeline in Teskey's ear. Not a fan of those undisciplined plays. Kickball there from Poole. And we were talking a moment ago about the fouls from the Timberwolves. The Wolverines now up to 6. They've got Teskey in foul trouble. The Timberwolves don't really have anyone in foul trouble. They've got 8, but the only one who seems to be in foul trouble right now is Ammerman. He's got 2, so keep a close eye on that as he's instrumental in their offense.
Certainly out of character for the Wolverines to be driving fouls this early.
And Simpson turns it over. Easy dunk there for McBride. He leads the Timberwolves right now in scoring. 8 on the night for him. Brosdakis finds a lot of space down low, and you know he's not going to miss. He's been on fire tonight. Another bucket for him. He's 5 for 6. Ammerman taking his time up top, defended by Poole. And the and one picked up there by Marty. A nice move down low to draw the foul. How about the reverse layup as well?
Marty's certainly an athlete. In high school, he was all-state football as well as all-state basketball. Majoring in accounting, really taking care of his debits and credits tonight.
Certainly is an opportunity to boost that credit score at the free throw line. Knocks down the and one, an all-around athlete.
Love to see that on the spreadsheet.
Eli Brooks taking over the point guard duties for Xavier Simpson. He's earned himself a well-deserved breather.
Eli Brooks, the sophomore guard from Spring Grove, Pennsylvania, definitely looking to make a big impact this season for the Wolverines.
McBride picks up a foul, his second of the night. Northwood's 9th. The Wolverines in the bonus. A 1-and-1 opportunity here for Charles Matthews, another player who wasn't as successful as he had probably hoped at the free throw line last season. Looking to improve on that tonight with this 1-and-1 opportunity. As he knocks down the first, calm, cool, and collected.
Matthews may not have been great at the free throw line, but he's still been a presence on the court, especially last year, winning most outstanding player in the NCAA West region of the tournament. Man, he's really a presence on the court.
He certainly is. If he's not involved at the free throw line, he's getting involved offensively, whether it be three-pointers or layups and dunks in tight. He's got a very diverse attack to his game, and that makes him a nightmare for teams to defend. Lewis going to push the ball up here. Defended by Brooks, the sophomore.
Northwood really needs to take advantage of their opportunity here, down 14 points. They need a spark going into half.
And one, count the bucket. Marty again down low. Excuse me, this time it's Allreed. Allreed, we were talking about him earlier. Very talented in high school. He's a senior now. Looking to finish his career off strong at Northwood. No reason he shouldn't. Very well developed and talented player.
started all 28 games last year for Northwood, averaging 10 points per game.
When he's not scoring buckets, he's creating opportunities for his teammates. He misses that free throw. Jordan Poole with it now for the Wolverines. To Brooks, fires the three. Count it!
Eli Brooks really trying to mold into his own this season.
Saw a lot of time off the bench last year, backing up the predominant starter, Xavier Simpson. He's going to do that again this year as Wolverines pick up a foul there. That one picked up by the big man who came in for Teskey, who was in foul trouble. Austin Davis picks up that one. That'll be the Wolverines' 9th foul. So these last minute and 20 seconds of this half, both teams on any fouls will be shooting 2 free throws moving forward. This one, a 1-and-1 for Calhoun. He's going to get himself on the score sheet. He's picked up a pair of assists and a steal already in his 8 minutes.
Calhoun, the sophomore from Cleveland, Ohio. The only person listed as center on the roster.
You have to imagine when he's the only one listed at center, they're going to call on him a lot to play center. Outside of when he got poked in the face earlier and took a seat for a moment, he's been pretty active and pretty solid defensively as he knocks down the second half of those free throws. Matthews now with it, defended well there by Marty, but in an effort to save 2 points, Marty's going to take the odds, hope that Matthews misses one of his 2 shots at the line.
Matthews averaging 13 points per game as well as 5 rebounds last season.
And Matthews now 3 for 4 on free throws on the night.
Certainly a good gamble so far for the Timberwolves, fouling Matthews on that shot.
Marty perhaps feeling a little more comfortable having committed that foul. Probably saved a bucket. You know Matthews is deadly when he gets in tight like that. Converts on the second though. So the Wolverines lead is now up to 15. 1 minute left in this first half. Correction, the Wolverines lead up to 13. Marty,
really
looking to get
something
involved.
going here.
Jordan Poole looking to make some magic happen here in the closing minute of this first half. He had some magical moments in the tournament last year.
Had one in warm-ups today, launching from the half-court line, able to sink it before strutting into the locker room.
Just casually throwing up half-court shots to warm up and banking them in. But Charles Matthews, a big bucket down low there to extend the Wolverines' lead. The Timberwolves are going to take a timeout. Their use it or lose it timeout.
Love to see the senior on Michigan taking charge there. Charles Matthews launching it in. Looks like there's 18 seconds to play. Let's see what the Timberwolves can scrounge up before going into half.
And typically, the Wolverines, you'd expect them in this situation, if they weren't in foul trouble, to commit a foul to help stop the clock, maybe psych out the Timberwolves. But either way, Timberwolves going to try and get an opportunity here, knowing that the Wolverines can't really afford to foul or don't have a free foul available. No foul at their disposal, so they'll have to play disciplined here. 15 seconds. Lewis gets the call from the coach. He dishes it to Marty. 5 to shoot now. not a lot of space. Fires up a last-second shot off the backboard. No dice. The Wolverines have a pretty solid lead heading into half. They hold the edge 41-26. And so now, for more with John Beeline, we're going to throw it down to the third member of our crew, Grace Boyles. Grace, what do you have from Beeline?
Coach, that was a great first half. What can you say about freshman Iggy Brenzingis? Sorry, that's a long name. What can you say about his performance?
Well, it was good. He's still learning to play. He got in foul trouble a little bit. He is a good shooter. We need him to make some outside shots. But once he gets downtown or going downhill, Grace, he's starting to stop. He's really strong at the basket.
And you were talking a little bit about defense earlier this week with Selfie Night. Have they played up to your expectations?
Yeah, I think so. Here's what's caused the 26 points. We gave up 4 offensive rebounds, some of it off penetration, and then we had about 6 turnovers that led to baskets. So there's the difference in the point. They didn't really score as much in their half-court stuff. It was residual action.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll be back for the second half of action. The Wolverines up 41-26 here on BTN Plus. Michigan's second half of action about to get underway. The fans are excited. They came out en masse tonight, didn't they, Peter?
They certainly did. It's getting electric here. The Maze Rage is going off.
They certainly are, and they have good reason to do so. The Wolverines really putting on a clinic tonight. They're shooting 68% from the field. That is certainly incredible. Northwood shooting a solid 40%. So Northwood really keeping themselves in it while shooting very well. The Wolverines at 60%, 68%, just insane. Almost unprecedented. Additionally, the Wolverines, they've knocked down the only three-pointers tonight. They're shooting 75% from the line. They have turned the ball over only 4 times. On the flip side, Northwood with 8. Additionally, the Wolverines lead in rebounds 18-10. Those turnovers, though, walk me through that, Peter. That's really been a difference maker so far.
Michigan has been a team that prides itself on creating turnovers in order to create great opportunities for their offense. They certainly have been doing that tonight, registering 8 forced turnovers on the Northwood Timberwolves, while the Northwood has only registered 4 against the Wolverines.
Indeed, the Wolverines have 8 points off those 8 turnovers that they forced. The Northwood Timberwolves have 4 off the 4 they forced. 1-to-1 ratio for both teams as Northwood kicks off this second half with possession. Lewis gonna start it up. He dishes it over to McBride. McBride leads the Timberwolves in points with 10. Xavier Simpson on the rebound. He leads the Wolverines in rebounds. He's now up to 4. The Wolverines draw a foul early in this second half. We heard from John Beeline at the end of that first half. Got to minimize those turnovers that the Wolverines are committing. Minimize the points off turnovers that they're giving up. And additionally, he said he wants to see them stop surrendering offensive rebounds. So we'll see if that game plan holds true. The Wolverines starting 5 that got this one started early. The same 5 out on the court now. Our first jump ball of the game, possession arrow to the Wolverines. They'll keep possession. If there is another jump ball moving forward, it'll go to the Timberwolves. Take another look at this one.
Certainly getting scrappy down on the court. Both teams fighting eagerly. They both are very passionate. Wolverines able to take it out.
Xavier Simpson always getting himself involved, fighting for the ball. And a little dispute there, but the shot clock resets to 28 seconds. Simpson up top, gonna manage this possession. He's got Matthews. Matthews into Teskey out wide, but Teskey took a couple steps there. He'll get whistled for the travel. I think that would count as one of those turnovers that John Beeline did not want to see.
Certainly still shooting themselves in the foot. However, still playing very sound defense.
Jordan Poole there with some fancy footwork to keep possession for the Wolverines. Tosses one up off the glass, and Teskey fighting for that rebound unsuccessfully. Lewis gonna push the pace to Marty. Marty working it out back wide for Lewis. Lewis gonna regroup, 15 to shoot. Fires a three. The bank is open late on Fridays. How about that one off the glass?
Certainly was a great shot by the Timberwolves. They need that to start this second half. Get a spark going.
That's Lewis's second attempt from three, his first bucket. The Timberwolves' first bucket from three altogether. And that one rolls in and out. They're going to push the pace here. Ammerman, a fancy pass out wide. The triple no good from Marty. A foul on the rebound. Brasdakis whistled for that one. Brasdakis not pleased with the call. And take another look at this one.
Certainly got his hand in there. I think he might have came away with that one, giving the refs a mouthful after the play.
It was close either way. Even John Beeline not pleased. He's going to have two officials speak with him. He's looking for an explanation.
The extracurriculars from Michigan talking to the refs after this.
I think they might be petitioning to see if the foul was called on the wrong person. Brasdakis really wasn't involved on that rebound. It'll be interesting to see. It could have been Teskey. Close call either way. The refs are going to take a look at it. I'm not entirely sure that specifically is what they're looking at. That's just my theory.
Refs are going to reconvene here.
Perhaps they were looking to see if it was a shooting foul. I'm not entirely sure.
No foul?
And so
just a foul on that one. No shooting foul for the Wolverines.
That was an interesting sequence there. All straightened out in the end, and possession stays with the Timberwolves, much to the dismay of head coach John Beeline.
Seems like a bit of confusion on both sides of the ball with that play.
Lewis, well defended there. Ball was poked out by Simpson, and oh my goodness! Are you kidding me? What a clinic on alley-oops tonight from the Wolverines.
The 2015 Michigan Mr. Basketball showing off his stuff.
The feed there, the find, the bucket. I almost don't believe it. We've seen a couple of plays like that, and another dispute down low. But again, how about another look? A beautiful find from Charles Matthews, the seasoned veteran. The underclassman Isaiah Livers coming up big and strong for that one. Throwing it down with authority. Ammerman gets it in low. Off the bottom of the iron, gets his own rebound, turns it over, and Matthews in space. Another overhanded, two-handed slam for the Wolverines.
Zooey mama, what a play by Matthews. Back-to-back dunks for the Wolverines.
And Lewis, a nice finish, not as authoritative, but equally as impressive in traffic. Gets the roll there. Nice play for him. Jordan Poole, he got the pool party started early in this one. Looking to see him involved more in this second half. Simpson now working his way on Lewis. Some help defense there from Jelinek, and the turnover from Simpson. Ammerman hesitates. The three, back iron, no good. Poole going to push it up the other way. Poole got his own rebound, missed on the follow up. Austin Davis fighting for it down low, tips it out of bounds. The Wolverines surrender possession to the Timberwolves, and they're going to make a pair of substitutions as we take another look at this one. Poole went up, got his own rebound, couldn't put it back, and Davis couldn't corral the rebound either, knocked it out of bounds.
Some great defense by Northwood there. They're still staying competitive, making plays when they need to. Got to keep up that intensity as the game progresses.
Lewis is going to push it up. He's got 5 of the 31 for the Timberwolves so far. Shooting 2 for 4, a little bit better than most of his teammates so far. Some good rotation offensively from the Timberwolves, but the Wolverines are able to handle that. Davis worked on by Calhoun, and Calhoun comes up with a nice little twist and fade there.
Calhoun able to muscle his way into the rim on that one.
Simpson and one. Count the bucket. It lingered on the rim. We weren't sure if it was going to fall, but it did, and that'll take us to our first time out of the half. The Wolverines holding on to a comfortable lead, 47-33 right now. We'll be back for more on BTN Plus. Back, Chrysler Arena, home of the Michigan Wolverines. They're clinging to a 47-33 lead right now. But for more on the freshman phenom for the Wolverines, we're going to throw it down to the third member of our crew, Grace Boyles.
Michigan freshman forward Iggy Rodriguez had an explosive first half, leading the team with 11 points and 2 rebounds. The 6'7" giant was born in Lithuania but plays in high school basketball in Ontario, Canada. Back to you guys.
Thank you for that, Grace. Like Grace said, Brazdakis, the freshman from Ontario, Canada. The Wolverines have a history with players from Canada, most notably Nick Stauskas, currently making a name for himself in the NBA, had a couple of big games lately.
Saucy Costello really showing off his stuff, representing the Wolverines well.
Lewis jacks up the 3, no good. Foul under the hoop on the Wolverines. John Beeline cannot believe what he is seeing. Not sure if he's frustrated with the players or the officials. Either way, not thrilled about that foul. That's the Wolverines' second of the half as Teskey checks in for Austin Davis.
That's the thing you got to admire about John Beeline. No matter what, good or bad, he always makes sure that his players are very coachable.
He does, and now Livers on the fast break and the overhand one-handed slam. Talk about some strength.
Great play by Isaiah Livers on that one. Looking to have a breakout season this year, playing in 40 games last year as a freshman. Definitely see some great minutes this year. He keeps making plays like that.
And here's another look at that dunk. Isaiah Livers, show me what you got. The Wolverines, an opportunity here to expand on that lead. Down low for Eli Brooks. How about that? And one, count the bucket. Wolverines working that dynamic duo, 2 guards in right now. Simpson and Brooks both known for their ability to control the ball and play that one position. Right now they're going to work together up top. Both of them are going to command the offense for the Wolverines as Brooks makes his free throw and completes the and one.
Eli Brooks now 2 for 2, 1 for 1 from the paint.
Isaiah Livers, somebody stop this man. I do not believe it. He has unleashed the beast tonight for the hometown fans.
The Michigan bench going wild after that one.
Who could possibly blame them? Back-to-back big dunks for Isaiah Livers. He is putting on a dunking clinic tonight. One more look at that one. Isaiah Livers coming up and coming down strong as ever. The Wolverines lead as strong as ever, 51-33. We'll be back for more on BTN Plus. Come back inside Chrysler Arena. The crowd is roaring the Wolverines on to their 20-point lead right now over the Northwood Timberwolves. And their lead isn't just present in the scoring department. The Wolverines leading virtually every statistical category so far tonight. Peter, what stands out to you?
I think that the Wolverines' 23 rebounds compared to Northwood's 14 on the game so far. It's definitely a clear competitive advantage that the Wolverines have, out physicaling the Northwood Timberwolves. Timberwolves definitely need to up their game, play a bit more physical, and win those battles.
Absolutely, the big men doing the big work for the Wolverines. And how about Jordan Poole leading the team right now with 4 rebounds? On the flip side, Lewis leading the Timberwolves with 4 as well.
Before the game, we were able to have a poolside chat with Jordan. He told us, fun fact about him, that his cat wakes up at 7 a.m. every day.
He is an early riser, and how about that? The fancy finish down low from McBride. Some appeals from the Wolverine faithful. They thought there was a travel. Looked like he maintained his feet on the ground, stayed planted. Good fake from McBride. Matthews now doesn't convert, thought it would drop. Another opportunity here as a foul is called. This one looked like it was called on Lewis. The Wolverines keep possession. That's Northwood's 4th foul of this half. And at the 13.5-minute mark, they got to be careful. Can't be getting into foul trouble too early here. The Wolverines with 2 of their own.
Wolverines certainly need to keep their composure as this game rallies on.
Brooks up top, over to Matthews. The wide open 3. Bucket. Get me a weather graphic. It's raining 3s in Chrysler Arena right now.
Northwood really needs to find a way to respond to Michigan's big, exciting plays.
Teskey playing solid defense down low. Calhoun went for the sneaky pass, well defended. Brooks pushing the pace, couldn't find Teskey in the middle, but it bounces off of Lewis. The Wolverines keep possession. John Beeline actively coaching from those sidelines. Very involved in the Wolverines. Always, every moment is a coachable moment with John Beeline, good or bad.
Oh, it certainly is, and that's one of the main characteristics that make a great coach. You find a way to improve players in every department.
Splash! The end one on the 3-pointer from Jordan Poole.
Splish, splash, Jordan Poole coming to play. Bring your floaties. It's a pool party. Let's take another look at that one. Jordan Poole driving it home. It kind of looked like the big play he made against Houston back in the NCAA tournament that he got nominated for an ESPY award.
Jordan Poole went from being a low-key player. He was always having an impact, constantly accumulating minutes. And I think that moment was really the moment that brought to life just what exactly Jordan Poole is and what he's about. A dedicated team player, constantly working on his game, knocks down the and one. The 4-point play for the Phenom for the Wolverines, getting it done the hard way. Lewis now down low and stripped away by Livers, corralled by McBride, and floats one off the glass. A clean finish from McBride. He leads the Timberwolves now with 16 points. He's 8 for 12.
McBride fighting to keep the Timberwolves alive in this game. Wolverines making big plays. McBride goes in and takes one for his own.
And now Lewis with a fast break going the other way. Livers with the defense, but McBride with the putback. Another bucket for McBride.
See that upperclassman leadership from Northwood that they strive to bring to the table.
Brooks working it down low, draws a double team up top for Livers. Livers driving down the lane with authority, trying to get his own bucket and put it back. Unsuccessful, but controls possession, and the Wolverines regroup. Fresh set of seconds on the clock, and Jordan Poole, but the putback. Check your watches, folks. I think it's Teskey time.
It certainly is. Teskey in there to finish the play. Just a great effort all the way around for the Wolverines.
Another look at Teskey time. The big finish from the big man in tight. Taking it home. And just like the Wolverines and the Timberwolves are going to take a timeout on the court, we'll take one as well. We'll be back for more on BTN+. Inside Chrysler Arena, the Wolverines hold a 64-39 edge over the Northwood Timberwolves. For more on the head coach of the Timberwolves, we're going to throw it down to Grace Boyles. Grace?
Timberwolves head coach Jeff Reckaway is in his 9th season with Northwood. He won the GLIAC Coach of the Year in 2012, and that same year, he led the Timberwolves to GLIAC North Division title. But he also had a successful collegiate career while playing at Nebraska. He led his team in field goal percentage and in free throw percentage and started. After that, he went to play professionally overseas in Europe and then came back to California to play in the Cali Pro-Am League. Back to you guys.
Great information there from Grace, and the Wolverines and Timberwolves just looking to get back underway after that media timeout. Like we mentioned, the Wolverines hold a commanding lead right now. Eli Brooks going to take it up the court to get things rolling. Here's play resumes. Brazdakis takes it to the hoop and finishes strong. He's been active all night for the Wolverines. The freshman phenom. McBride on the three, no good, and took a deflection off John Teskey's arm on the rebound. A couple of appeals from the Wolverines right there. They're not going to get that call, so it'll remain possession for the Timberwolves. Another three, no good. Ammerman really struggling from three tonight. Brazdakis going to bring it up for the Wolverines. Trying to work his way around McBride. A couple screens from Teskey, but unable to generate space. Brooks with it back up top, defended by Lewis. Teskey with the screen, and now Teskey for three. Pull the trigger and count it.
Tick-tock, it's Teskey time.
The big fella refuses to cool off. Ammerman working it in down low, draws the and one. How about the finish from Ammerman? Poole will pick up the foul.
Take another look at the foul on that one. Just a bit too physical on the defensive stop there for the Wolverines. It'll be a great opportunity for Northwood to score some more points on the board in this one.
Ammerman, after leading the Timberwolves in their bout with the Broncos a week ago, struggling to get on the board tonight. Just 4 points, comes up empty from the free throw line there. Poole looking to take control, sends it over to Teskey. Matthews, Brazdakis. Poole working through a double team. Out to Matthews, 5 to shoot. Matthews misses the layup.
Just off the fingertips there for Matthews.
Teskey does enough to slow down that attack from McBride. And a strong effort there from Allred draws the foul. Foul picked up by Brooks, his first of the night, the Wolverines' fourth. Take another look at this one.
Eli Brooks getting in there, just some outstanding defense, got away with a penalty on that one.
And Allred knocks down the first free throw. Chance to make it two at the line for Allred, the West Bloomfield, Michigan native. Converts, and he's 2 for 2 on the line.
Allred growing up so close to Ann Arbor, you have to think that he must have been a Wolverine fan at some point.
Jordan Poole with it, bounces it off his own leg. Gets whistled for the travel. And again, stepping back into the game, Xavier Simpson for the Wolverines. John Beeline taking Jordan Poole out to coach him up a little bit there. Help him avoid that situation in the future. Lewis going to bring it up for the Timberwolves. Allred, the spin and fade, unsuccessful. A collision, Allred and McBride, but Marty drives to the lane and finishes.
Out of all that confusion and bodies hitting the floor, Marty able to capitalize.
Brazdakis short arms that one in the paint, comes up empty-handed, well defended there by a plethora of Timberwolves. Marty looking to create some space for himself or his teammates here. Lewis has a screen from Jelinek. That pass intercepted. Xavier Simpson comes up with it. Looked like Eli Brooks got his hand on it.
Xavier Simpson leading the Wolverines with 53 steals last year. Really showing off his defensive talents on that play.
And that whistle is for an off-ball foul there. That one came from Jelinek. And as he picks up that foul, he's going to take a seat. That's his third of the night. Teskey, the opportunity with the 1-and-1 here, looking to build on the momentum he's built so far. A plethora of points for him. Knocks it down, smooth as silk. Chance for Teskey to go a perfect 2 for 2 at this trip to the line. And he succeeds, building on that Wolverines lead. The lead is now 71-45. Just over 8 to play here at Chrysler Arena.
With Zach Allred leaving the game with 3 fouls, the senior leader, it allows for the younger players on Northwood's team to get some great minutes and learn from their experiences.
McBride walked himself into a trap, able to find Lewis up top. Lewis going to take this himself, draws the foul on Austin Davis. Count the bucket, and one for Lewis. As we take another look at this one, Lewis goes in hard. Davis commits the foul. The and one coming up after this break. We'll be back for more on BTN Plus. Welcome back to Chrysler Arena, home of the Michigan Wolverines. They have a commanding lead over the Northwood Timberwolves. 71-47 is the score right now. This is the first time these two teams have squared off.
It certainly is, but the Northwood program is very familiar with playing Big Ten programs. Michigan's the 5th team that the Northwood has played in the past 7 years from the Big Ten. Northwood's head coach really loves to play high levels of competition.
Big Ten full of basketball schools, a lot of good talent. A lot of it on display tonight from the Wolverines. On the flip side, Northwood having some pretty impressive moments of their own. An exciting game either way so far. Brazdakis been electric so far, drives hard to the rim, draws the foul. Takes a pretty strong tumble after that one, but he'll get up okay, looking to shake it off and knock down 2 free throws.
Iggy Brazdeikis really seems to be getting stronger as this game goes on. You love to see that coming out of a freshman. Let's take a look at a replay on that one. Iggy Brazdeikis getting up there, drawing the foul. Let's see if he can capitalize on this and one opportunity.
And misses that first free throw. The second one coming up here in a second. Uncharacteristic of the night that Brazdeikis has had so far. Just a freshman, but incredibly involved. 13 points so far. Ties for a share of the lead on the team and with Charles Matthews. And Matthews comes up with the rebound on that miss. The Wolverines regroup offensively with a fresh set on the shot clock. Matthews. Shot blocked there, sent away by Culp. Big block from the big man. Brazdeikis, not too often he'll get away with that one. Dropping the shoulder isn't going to do you any favors, and the referees not hesitant to call it. Neither was hesitant John Beeline to bring in Isaiah Livers.
Brazdeikis lowering the boom, earns himself a one-way ticket to the bench for that foul.
Brazdeikis finding himself in a little bit of foul trouble here. That was his 4th. So he might be taking a seat for a few minutes here. Lewis looking to get things started again offensively for the Timberwolves. Marty works it around McBride now. McBride one-on-one with Livers, 11 on the shot clock. And a little bit of a stumble there. McBride can't believe it, but the refs call the travel, so it'll be a turnover. The Wolverines will get possession. Simpson and Poole running the 1 and 2 positions right now for the Wolverines. 2 very solid and reliable players. And how about the give and go there? Simpson to Poole, to Simpson down low. Easy bucket.
Bit of an acrobatic play by Simpson there, behind the back layup.
A solid fake there, and it's going to leave Jordan Poole, and the pool party hasn't stopped yet. Keep those lights on. McBride taking it up now for the Timberwolves. He's guarded by Livers. Calhoun blocked down low. John Teskey, the big man. Matthews going coast to coast. Can't get it. Rebounded by Teskey, and the Wolverines, again, controlling possession. We've seen a lot of that.
Teskey making plays on both sides of the court. Splish splash, Jordan Poole. Outstanding jump shot there by him.
It's so exciting to watch a player as electric and as skilled as Jordan Poole. When the ball's in his hands, there's not much defenders can do to stop him, and he showed why there. Really, really solid, great possession ball controller. The block there from Livers.
You really see the team capitalizing on Poole's success and energy.
McBride intercepted that alley-oop, and free shot there for Lewis. Misses the open look, and Matthews hustling the other way. He's going to throw it down. Two-handed jam. The Wolverines really exploiting this fast break offense. Timberwolves forced to take a timeout.
So, Roos, we talked briefly about Michigan's NBA players that left their teams for the NBA. Mo Wagner, Duncan Robinson, to name a few. How many players from Northwood have been drafted into the NBA?
That is a good question. I certainly could take my fair share of guesses, but I'm going to hold off on guessing the answer to that one. We'll bring you that answer in a few moments, but in the meantime, let's talk about this 8-0 scoring run that the Wolverines have put together in the last minute and 34 seconds.
It's got to be due partly to Jordan Poole creating exciting moments for the Wolverines, both himself and passing it to his teammates. It's really resonating well with the rest of the whole team.
Absolutely. Like we said, the Wolverines on that 8-0 scoring run just in the last minute and a half alone. Really some incredible flashes of brilliance and pace there on display from the Wolverines.
Northwood on a 2-minute and 30-second scoring drought on the other end.
They've missed all of their last 4 field goal attempts. Lewis, 15 on the shot clock. Runs out of room, passes it over to Culp, working his way down low, but Livers with the defense. He's going to look for Matthews on the outlet pass. Matthews going to slow it down a little. Up top for Livers. Are you kidding me? Somebody control this man.
Isaiah seemed to be having a great relationship with the iron tonight.
That one was almost telepathic. Livers found Matthews on the outlet, and Matthews saw him coming. There was no hesitation. They both knew what they were doing on that one. Opportunity here for Timberwolves, and able to put back his own misses. Culp, he finds himself on the scoring sheet for the first time tonight.
Now, Roos, I had you sit with that answer, or an answer to my trivia question for a bit. You got a guess?
Well, I think at this point I am going to take a guess, and I bet my guess is going to be the correct answer. I'm going to guess 2.
That is correct. In 1973, Fred Smiley. In 1967, Jerry Pettaway for the Northwood Timberwolves being drafted.
It's been a couple of years, but who's to say one of these players won't see some time in the NBA? A lot of talent on this Timberwolves squad. 4 minutes to go in this one, though. Timberwolves looking a little shortage of points. 81-49 right now, the score. The Wolverines really putting it together offensively. Defensively been pretty solid so far. Really just not many answers from the Timberwolves. The Wolverines have been very, very suffocating.
We're in a great position on the court watching the very talented Michigan dance team happening at this commercial break.
Certainly always a lot of exciting action going on at Chrysler Arena, whether the game's what's going on or it's in between plays. Always something happening in Chrysler Arena. That's why fans love coming here. Michigan really known for some solid attendance. It's not the biggest of basketball stadiums in the country, but it is one of the most well-regarded. The Wolverines do see tremendous success year in and year out at home, especially lately under head coach John Beilein. In these past few years, the Maze Rage has grown tremendously. The Maze Rage is the student section that supports the Wolverines, and they play an active role in getting these guys fired up before the game. And as you can see, that plays into the game as well and transitions to energy from the rest of the fans. A lot of hometown heroes here, a lot of hometown fans hanging out at Chrysler on this wonderful Friday evening, early November. And as the dance team looks to get off the court, the Wolverines have their players back out. A lot of fresh new faces and a couple new looks for the Wolverines. Getting some young guys some playing time.
Taking the point, it's number 0. David DeJulius, the freshman out of Detroit, Michigan, that we talked about earlier, seeing some great playing time in this one.
Entirely new look for the Wolverines. A lot of young faces out there. CJ Baird, Nunez, Julius. That one off the glass, rebound, and the big bucket from another big man. Castleton comes up big with his first points of the year, first points as a Wolverine.
Colin Castleton, the freshman out of Daytona Beach, Florida. Definitely a bit warmer there right now than here in Michigan, wouldn't you say?
I wouldn't be surprised. That 3 came from Ammerman. Wolverines regroup offensively now. Castleton over to Johns Jr. Back to DeJulius. DeJulius surveying his options, 15 on the shot clock. Pass intended there for Castleton, deflected out of bounds. Possession will stay for the Wolverines, just 12 on that shot clock.
I believe that was number 21, Zach Allred, hopping back in this game for Northwood. senior
Castleton takes the outlet.
senior forward from West Bloomfield, majoring in marketing. Probably needed to change up his strategy in this one.
How about that? One of the big favorites of all the fans in Ann Arbor, C.J. Baird, a tremendous story. Previously an equipment manager for the team, just a team manager. Now he finds himself as a walk-on, proving that he's worthwhile for the Wolverines. And how about the answer there from Allreed? Turnover there from DeJulius. It's Rahal with it now. Dumps it off for Lewis. Lewis driving hard and collision down low between Castleton and Lewis draws the foul. Lewis will shoot 2 from the line.
Take another look at that one. See Lewis hop up to the rim and draw in the foul. Just a great effort by Lewis.
Knocks down the first free throw as C.J. Baird, 1 for 1 on the day, a perfect 100%, knocked down that three-pointer. Heads back to the bench to a very enthusiastic standing ovation from the hometown fans. As Lewis knocks down the second in his pair of free throws.
Number 32, Luke Wilson entering the game, and the crowd erupted. Also a fan favorite here. Sophomore from Boulder, Colorado. Definitely traveled a long way to be with this Wolverine team.
DeJulius with some nice handles. Throws up a 3 unsuccessful. Had a good look.
Just a bit off the mark there. Northwood unable to answer.
The long 2 there, no good from Smith. Julius up the court to Johns Jr. Jr. gonna work his way inside and count the bucket. Kiss off the glass and in. Some finesse and fancy footwork down low.
Johns Jr. coming from East Lansing, Michigan, one of Michigan's key rivals.
Some good work down low there to knock down the bucket. Jelinek with a nice finish in tight. Julius looking to control it again for the Wolverines. With just a minute to go now, the Wolverines gonna see out this lead, and the bucket doesn't fall there for Castleton.
You really love to see the Timberwolves still driving down the court, playing with that same passion they started.
DeJulius with an open layup, he's gonna take it. But of more concern right now, looks like Allreed took a bit of might have taken an elbow there, an inadvertent elbow. He's gonna walk off and undergo an examination from his training staff. Hope he's okay. It's been a big factor for the Timberwolves so far tonight.
You hate to see your senior leader go out with an injury. Like you said, hopefully he'll be all right for the regular season.
Some aggressive defense there from Johns Jr. Almost comes up with a steal.
Wolverines still fighting, chomping at the bit, even late in this game.
Johns Jr. comes up with the rebound, and these last 10 seconds, the Wolverines are going to hold possession, just have to cross half court. That'll all but wrap this one up. A resounding victory to start the season for the Wolves.